Despite polls showing most crime rates falling in recent years, the fear of crime is growing in our society. A victim of crime will have any number of negative feelings about their experience.
At the time, I was really shocked, but I was very upset and angry. I wondered why me. So yeah, I had lots of feelings, but I just I couldn't understand why it had happened to me.
It was recognised when they were setting up Darlington Youth Offending Service that the service should meet the needs not only of the people who are committing the offences, but the people who've been affected by the offences that have been committed, so the victims. The victims' views are absolutely paramount, they're very important, and we take their views into consideration right from the very start, right the way through the process, right to the very end.
Once the perpetrator of a crime is caught and found guilty, part of their sentence may include an element of restorative justice.
I was a bit confused at first, I've never really heard of a referral order. But I was also quite relieved because it meant that the young person had pleaded guilty, so I didn't have to attend court and give evidence. But then I also felt like I hadn't had the chance to have my say either.
As the victim liaison officer for the Youth Offending Service, I only become involved with a case once we have what we call a substantive outcome at court, and that is that the young person is being found guilty and given a court order. I then contact the victims of the offences, and they'll be attending a referral order panel meeting, so we gather their views in order to give a complete picture to the panel members so that they can appropriately put together a contract for the young people, addressing both the offending behaviour and who's been affected and how they've been affected.
I was a bit anxious about what to expect in the first place, but they'd spent time explaining it to me, what was going to happen, who was going to be there, what sort of things I was going to be asked. And when I got there, the panel members, they were really nice, and there was somebody from the youth offending team, and they asked me about how I felt about what had happened, how it affected me, and how I felt afterwards. I felt like I did get my chance to have a say, and I felt that the young person and his parents had to listen to what I was saying. Part of the panel meeting, they had to put together a contract for the young person, and I felt like I got a say in all of that. They asked me if I wanted to receive a letter of explanation with an apology, and I decided that I definitely did.
The letter of explanation usually goes over sort of what led up to the event taking place, what happened, how they felt afterwards, acknowledging who'd been affected and how people had been affected. It also usually includes a genuine apology.
I wrote this letter to explain a little bit about why I stole from your business and to apologise. There is not a lot I can do to put right the damage I have caused, apart from say sorry, complete the referral order and turn up to my community service appointment, also to pay the fine. I feel so ashamed for what I did, so I hope you do accept this letter of apology.
They also gave the young person hours of reparation to complete, and I got to have a say in the work that he had to do. I didn't want the young person in my home, but actually just out the back of me is a really good footpath that's gotten really overgrown. So I thought that it would be really helpful to me if he could work in that area, sort of tidying it up. So that's what was done.
What restorative justice is about trying to get the young person to face up to what they've actually done and repair some of the harm that's been caused. And one of the things that's been proven to be very, very effective is face-to-face meetings.
I'd spent a while being afraid and frightened of the young person, but also what had happened. I think by meeting him, I suddenly learnt that he wasn't as scary, and there was no reason for me to be as scared as I was. It made him not seem... I thought he was going to be a huge thug, and he wasn't. He was a 15-year-old boy.
If a victim wishes, they can be kept up to date with the progress of any perpetrator of their crime for the duration of the order.
I often see the movement and changes through my contact. I've met a lot of victims over the years, and a lot of them have said they've been left, depending on the nature of the offence, they've been left with how they describe it as a grey cloud.
I think that all the people that I met from the youth offending service were really great. They helped me through a really difficult time. It didn't take it all away and make everything perfect, but it certainly made things a lot better. And for the little bit of support that I needed ongoing, they told me where I could get the help from.
It does work to divert young people away from future offending, and I think it gives the victims closure, for want of a better word.
If I hadn't gone through with the meeting and I hadn't got involved with the youth offending service, I'd still be caught up in feeling scared, angry, and I wouldn't have moved past it and put it where it needs to be, and that's in the past.
Hopefully, with ongoing help and support, victims can come to terms with the crime committed against them and can continue their lives free from fear and concern.